Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Tom Rayleigh. The campaign is A Cold Fire Within. It was written by Christopher Smith Adair, and it's available from Chaosium and Drive-Thru RPG. Our game master is Keith Craig, and this is episode 8. Just so that you understand, Zane has been busy with his acting career, so he's asked Keith to take over his position. Our recap will be given by Mark Anthony as his character Alexios Ekopoulos. So, without any further delay, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Mark?
Thank you very much, Tom. I found myself in the town of Saugerties with my little cousin Damiel and my new friends. I'd hoped to be far from the unspeakable things we have found ourselves faced with, malicious shadows, lands of dreams and men of voodoo. Yet here in the small, charming town of Saugerties, trouble has found us yet again. I know not the intricacies of what Damiel and my new friends have gotten themselves into, nor do I really want to, but I do know that blood is blood and I must stick with family as they would do for I. It was around 8 o'clock when we arrived and sought accommodation, yet trouble beat us there. The keen eye of my friend spotted two strange men eyeing us and quickly departing. I and Blake gave chase before the others had time to notice. I and Mr. Blake. Confronting the men, I expected them to flee, much as many men tend to do in my presence, yet they stood stalwart and managed to resist Mr. Blake's strange mind manipulation black magic. At least at first. Humbled by a bloody nose and a few scratches, we managed to best them, Mr. Blake sending them on a train journey far, far away, or so we thought. In our endeavour to find a mode of transport, the men's truck, and after finding the location of their home, we were caught with our pants down and held at gunpoint by the same two brothers we now know weren't fully hypnotised. Thankfully, we managed to best the brothers after some quick thinking and fast hands from my friends. We downed one of the bastards, but the other hightailed and ran. I don't blame him either. After seeing what was done to his brother, I wouldn't like to stick around for too long either.
All right. Well, when we left off, little Jimmy Weblin had run out the house. Alexios had given chase. The other four were inside the hovel with Big Timmy screaming at the top of his lungs as his eyeballs had been magically ripped from their sockets. So we'll continue in Dex order. Milton, you are up.
So we've got eyeless guy on the floor. The dogs have been taken care of, if I remember right.
Yes.
I'm going to go ape shit and kick the last of the living shit out of the guy on the floor then.
All right. Give me a brawl with a bonus die because you can't really see it coming.
Yep, the bonus die gives me on the nose 44. So regular success.
All right, roll your damage.
All right, it's just regular. I've not got a damage bonus, so 1 point.
Really kicked the shit out of him there.
This will be a prolonged effort, I think.
Yeah. All right, and Damiel, what are you doing?
Well, I'm a little bit horrified at what I just did, but I think I'm going to divorce myself from the violence that's now going on, and I'm going to just start looking around to see if I can see anything significant or important.
Okay, yeah. As you a quick glance around, you see lots of posters on the wall. There's a pamphlet advertising a speech by Father Coughlin. And, various goods to be repairing stuff. It seems like they were mostly maybe the local handyman. For anything else, I need you to make a spot hidden.
68 is a fail.
All right. Okay. All right. Moving on to Boris.
I am going to help my dog. He was bit severely.
Okay. Give me a first aid.
First aid, you got it. 20. So it's just a basic success.
All right. Yep. Yep. As you attend to him, you can give him back 2 hit points on if you're tracking it. And finally, Marsden.
I was looking to see if anything in my bag might be useful to assist Boris with his injured animal, but I don't think the surgical knife set is quite in order. And I trust that the remaining brother will be hunted down, before I could catch up. I'm going to see about the vehicle so that we can make our way out of this.
Okay.
I believe the general pejorative is shithole promptly once this is cleaned up.
All right. The vehicle is outside, which will be a nice transition to Alexios trying to run down little Jimmy Weblin. For the viewers, I'll show you a quick little map of the chase that we'll be referencing. Well, as you can see, Weblin's a couple spots ahead of you there, Alexios, and he is faster. You do get 2 move actions per round, and you can see where the hazards are between 5 and 6, 8 and 9, and the truck is at space 12.
I'm assuming a move action just moves you up in an implement.
Or you could take some other action if you want to.
Okay. No, I'm going to try and run the little bastard man down.
He has a higher dex than you, so he is going to go first. And Jimmy runs from space 3 to space 5, moving 2 spots.
Okay.
You up.
Yeah, I'm going to move from 1 to 3 then.
1 to 3. And just so the viewers know, from last episode, little Jimmy got an extreme, so he's got a move rate of 8, the same as Alexia. So essentially, they are traveling at the same speed right now. We'll continue on. He comes to the fence that you guys that were surrounding the property, and he is just going to try and climb the fence quickly. Oh, a 0-1. Yeah, he goes flying over that fence like it's nothing. Almost like he kind of put his hands on it, popped the 1 foot on it, and just kind of jumped right on over, moving on to space 7. You're up, Alexios.
You said that is at 5, that obstacle?
Yep, between 5 and 6. So you'll be right at the edge of it at the end of this round.
As I'm running, I'll see, is it like a chain link fence or is it a wooden fence?
Chain link.
Chain link, okay. I'll see if I can find like as I'm running up to it, I'll sort of look for any weak points that I can maybe pull over my head rather than climbing.
All right, yep. You do see one. It'll take a hard strength roll to break through.
Do you need me to roll that now?
Nope, we'll come back to you. Milton, what are you doing? And this time gonna kick back?
Try and improve on last time.
All right. He's going to swing, but he's got a penalty dice because he just kind of has a general idea where your foot's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
I'm on 22, which is a hard from me.
He got a hard also, so you win.
Right. And that will be also another 1 point.
All right. Yeah, he's screaming out, but now he's starting to. The pain is probably disappearing as the adrenaline's starting to kick in. Now he's starting to get mad again.
The tortoise, slow and steady, will cave his head in.
Yes, right. Damiel.
I'm going to check the kitchen for any additional weapons, knives. Nothing big and heavy, just...
Yeah, you don't need to make a roll for that. They definitely have a knife block in there.
Okay. I'll take a couple of small hand knives. Not butcher knife size.
Like steak knives.
Yeah, like steak knives. A couple of them.
Not very nice, but they do have it. Okay, Boris.
If I see Milton having a little trouble with the guy on the floor, I'm just going to flip the rifle over in my hand and bat him with the stock.
All right. Bat away. He doesn't see it coming, so you get a double bonus.
All right, first one would be a 15. Oh, 05. I
Oh,
rolled a 0 for the bonus. I have no strength bonus or any of that. I'm an old man, so whatever.
the
D6,
club
D8, I don't know.
club will call it a D8. So is that an extreme for you?
Yeah, that would be extreme.
And that's max damage because he wasn't fighting back.
8 points.
Yeah. So yeah, he whacked him good. You get some blood spurts out of his skull where you made the bone or the metal part of the gun hit him. Yeah, he felt that one, but he's still. Let me give him a con check because that's half his hit points. Yeah, you knocked him out.
Just tie him up.
All right, Marsden.
Now, Keeper, do I recall we were led in through a fence and into this building,
Mm-hmm.
which was sort of shotgun style?
Yeah, like a shotgun
Long
house.
in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Weblin ran the long way, and Alexios is chasing him the long way. So I probably don't have as many spaces to go to get to the truck.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, I mean, I probably haven't put away the 36 that I put one of the dogs down with.
Mm-hmm.
So if I see the two of them advancing, Pythagorean-like along that leg, I will certainly take a pot shot at Jimmy,
All
which
right.
would at least slow him down.
All right. Fire away. 'Cause, yeah, you do see him running.
15 is.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't have a great. That's only a regular, but
Okay. Still hit.
and that's 1d3 plus my damage bonus of -1.
Oh, you shouldn't get a damage bonus.
Oh yeah,
Gun.
not for guns, right?
Yeah.
Just because I'm a small person doesn't mean my bullets are smaller. Right, and that's a 3.
All right.
So I winged him good.
Yeah, he yells out, and Alexios, you see like his shoulders kind of shoot out a little blood as it gets winged, and but he's going to keep pressing on. All right, he's going to move from 7 to 8, and when he gets to 8, you see some gravel on there, and he starts to slip, but he's going to make a dex check, and he wipes out. He falls down. And
Oh, wow.
That will cost him 2 move points. So you got 2 free rounds there, Alexios, to try and catch up.
Oh, excellent. Yes, I'm going to continue through and see if I can lift that fence over my head.
All right, give me your strength roll.
Yes, I have the power lifter perk, so with bonus.
If that's your pulp ability, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I'm going to need it because my strength is 95, but okay, so 36 on the first one.
That's good enough. Yeah. So you kind of just hit that fence, just bends it out of the way, and you move up to 6 and 7. For your reference, he's laying on his face on space 9. So he spends his 2 actions standing up, and you catch up at space 9.
Excellent. Yeah, am I able to do anything else, or is that just me caught up to him?
When he tries to leave, you'll be able to take a swing at him.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. So he's trying to leave.
Sweet, yes. I'm going to just try and pummel him to the ground for my friends.
All right. He's going to try and dodge because he's got people shooting at him, eyeballs being ripped out. And
Okay, where is my brawl? Only just a regular, so 79 regular.
all right, I got a regular dodge.
So dodge wins.
Dodge does win.
No worries.
All right. He moves 2 ahead, and you see he's about 1 space from the truck.
Okay. Don't you dare, bastard man.
All right. Now we'll cut back into to Milton there.
Any rope around?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to pretty much truss him up like a chicken, but also around his neck. So the minute he try and moves, he'll probably strangle himself.
All right. Give me a dex roll for how well you tie that, unless you have some ability in rope tying.
I'll go straight with dex.
All right.
24 is under a half of my dex.
All right. That's pretty good. You got him all tied up. Maybe that one where if like he struggles, it tightens around his neck more. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Damiel.
I continue to look. Are there other rooms in this house?
Not really. They're it was kind of like they looked like they slept in the common room together, and they had the kitchen off there, and the restroom was the outhouse. There is an armory, like a gun
I'm looking
thing
for
on the
any
wall.
kind of connection these guys might have to the bad guys that we.
Besides that, they're both League of Forgotten Gentlemen.
Yeah. I guess I already knew that. I don't know. I think I'm just going to continue looking around, even if there's nothing.
Okay, no problem. All right, Boris.
I'm going to investigate the armory and see if there are any other weapons are useful.
Yeah, they've got some shotguns there. 16 gauge.
I open up my bag that I keep my rifle in, and I put a couple shotguns and a bunch of shells. And then is there any lamp oil or?
Sure.
Yeah, well, I get a couple and set it on a table and start taking the tops off, and I think you can see where it's going.
Yep. All right, Marsden.
That vehicle's important to us in a couple of ways, so I guess I'll take another shot at Jimmy.
All right.
Having, I've advanced a little bit given his pratfall.
Mm-hmm.
65 is not sufficient, so. Pew!
Pew! All right. Alexios, you were up. You were 2 spaces behind him. Just so you know, there is a gravel area that's either you're going to need to jump over or get a hard dex to get through.
Yeah, that's going to be a hard dex, and it's going to be very unlikely.
All right.
He's a big boy. Hard dex, come on. Oh my! I passed it by 1, but
All right. Well, that's all you need to pass by. So you go cruising through. You catch up to him, and when he tries to move out of your space, you get to swing again at him if you would like.
to go.
Yeah.
I think that's a Let me see. Is it a regular? Yeah, that's just a regular.
Okay. He failed his dodge, so that's all you needed.
Excellent. I was just gonna try and pin him if that's okay.
Yeah. So
Excellent.
you kind of try and wrap him up.
Pretty much just gonna try and bear hug him. Maybe
right.
squeeze him a wee bit, break a few bones in the process.
All right. He's going to fight back. So let's do strength versus strength.
Okay.
Ugh.
31, which is a hard.
All right. Beat my 99. So you kind of squeeze down and just give me a damage roll because you're kind of bear hugging him pretty tight.
Okay, so unarmed. So that's a D3 plus a D6. I'll not use my heavy hitter perk because I'm pretty sure I've got him. D3 plus D6. So that's a 4 plus a 1. So that's 5 damage.
5 damage. All right. Okay. Yeah. He's you hear him start to almost like you're an anaconda around him as he breathes out. You squeeze out. It's getting harder and harder for him to get some air into his lungs. Right. So guys inside, you've got it kind of tied up. You're searching around. He's not going to wake up anytime soon after getting cracked in the head. Anything you want to do in particular that we don't need that would need to be tracked round by round?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to douse the place yet. I'm going to discuss it first with the guys, but it's prepped in case we need to.
I'm on a similar wavelength to Boris. I was actually looking to see if they had any dynamite in the armory.
Wouldn't that just call attention? Why don't we just dispatch these guys and bury them? Nobody will know they're gone for weeks. Or maybe stage it to where they look like they killed each other in a fight.
I was thinking of making it look like an accident if they had explosives in the house, and it's a kind of warning to others that don't be bloody stupid. But also just digging a shallow grave and dumping them seems quite appropriate. It's all the respect they deserve.
And
Yeah.
Marsden, what are you doing now that you see Alexios is kind of squeezing him pretty tight?
My concern that he was going to get out of here with the vehicle is lessened. And I suppose now that we have them captive, the matter of the key to the truck will not be significant. But maybe if I walk up to them and present my revolver to young Jimmy's temple, it'll be easier to frog march him back to the house so that we can talk to the brothers together while we decide their fate.
All right.
Alexius could just pick him up like this and walk.
Yeah. Exactly.
Weblin boys are big, but it's true.
They are big. All right.
Sprinting.
He's got one more chance to try and break free from you, Alexios. Let's do a strength roll.
Extreme.
I got a critical.
Oh, a 1. Very
Yeah.
nice. Excellent.
That's why I got the look on my face like, ooh. Yeah, so you if it catches you off guard, you kind of just like, you want to spend luck to get to a critical?
Yeah, I mean 15. Yeah, I'll spend 14 luck.
All right, yeah, because you are stronger than him. So the tie, you go ahead and win that tie, and he kind of for a second you feel your hands start to kind of get pried away. Then you buckle down, you squeeze him back down, and you kind of feel the air and the fight come out of him when you see Marsden walking up with his revolver.
Nice.
And he's like going. He's like the father warned us about you, bunch of red devils.
I just laugh at him and pick him up like a suitcase.
He kind of is kicking, but it's pretty ineffective as you kind of carry him back.
Well, I'd like to hear more about the father, that's for sure. I'd like to hear what they tell the rank and file, since obviously they don't say we're ancient non-humans occupying persons.
What are you talking about? I know I can see through your commie lies. You're traveling around with that Russian and this guy with his funny accent.
A lot of people who left Russia don't like the communists very much.
Oh yeah, that's how they sneak in.
And frankly, your accent is on the hilarious side of things. As funny accents go.
Whatever. I'll be a worthy martyr for the cause.
That might well be the case. You'll probably urinate yourself first. Don't forget your brother's eyeballs.
Yeah, there's probably some dirty red trick. That's what that was.
It was a dirty trick, I think it's safe to say. But after all, you did ambush us.
Oh, just defending our property. We said we have a right in this country.
Yes, your property. If you care for it very much, you might want to be a little more cooperative.
Well, we'll see. But
the idiot shall
see.
rise again.
We will. We'll be back.
I wonder if you put any coffee in that hut of yours.
So you guys make it back to the shack. See, Boris has got some lamp oil set out, and Damio's.
Now, quick question. While this was all going on, once I hear them bringing Jim, what is his name?
Jimmy.
Could I locate the eyeballs?
Sure.
All right. I want to just go, kind of scoop them up into my hand and
Okay.
have the dog sitting next to me.
Okay. Yeah. I know where this is going. Yeah, so Alexios comes through the door, kind of has to kind of turn a little sideways to get the ginormous him through and little Jimmy through the door at the same time.
Friends, I bring gifts. I'll just I see the eyeballs dangling from Boris's hand, and I'll purposely set him uncomfortably close to them.
Well done.
And he kind of pulls away a little bit.
Octavian, catch, and I throw one into Octavian's mouth.
So they give him his you kind of see his his shoulders kind of sag down, maybe and chokes it back down, and just starts looking at the floor and defeated.
I suggest you talk to my friends, unless you want to feed my dog too. And then I go about my business like he's not even there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would like to see if there was in the armory, or if they've got lying around, either a golf club or a baseball bat.
Probably a baseball bat, not a golf club. Yeah.
Works for me.
Blake, Dracos, Clever Jimmy here said something. He referred to one of his white-banded brethren as the father. Is that language we've heard before among this rabble?
I don't think so, but it's certainly consistent of a number of syllables in the word that I think would be probably the longest in his vocabulary.
Didn't you say something about Father somebody rather just a minute ago?
I did.
I was looking through stuff.
Yeah, on the wall there's a picture of Father Coughlin.
Oh, Father Coughlin.
The radio thug.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh, yes, we have come across that fella before, haven't we? We haven't met him, but the name's come up.
Was this one of the fellas we read about in the paper back in Bargles?
Is either that or one of the journals?
Maybe.
I know the names. I know the names. So at least like a radio preacher has come up before.
Yep.
So we were attacked, and this guy says that he was warned about us. So that means they knew we were coming.
Yeah, he said Leopold said that there was people snooping around his house, and he's worried that they'd be following him up here.
But it's not his house anymore.
So Leopold is up here for sure.
Yes, he was here.
Where is he?
We dropped him off up near Devil's Pass.
Oh, maybe if you still have your eyes, you can help us get to Devil's Pass.
Yeah, I'd take you up there. Not a lot of people that make it up there don't make it back. There's a reason they call it Devil's Pass.
Why? Why do they call it Devil's Pass?
Because it's such a hard trail to hike that the Dutch felt that only people with cloven hoofs could walk it.
That's very clever, actually.
Superstitious pre-moderns. But there's no vehicular means of getting there? You didn't drive them up the truck and just arrive? You took them to a place they could hike to the pass.
Yeah, no vehicle can make it up that.
What's up there?
I don't know. They wanted to go up there. They said that it was important for the organization.
Yes, it's not the organization you think, you poor bumpkin. They're letting in actual aliens, not foreigners. They're letting in creatures from other time and place that inhabit human bodies. Did you notice the eyes? The strange gray eyes?
Kind of looks at you funny. He's like, I wasn't checking out other men's eyes.
That's not what I understand you guys do.
No. Whatever. You with your hound dog, and
Oh,
I can't even understand you.
I'll kind of whisper
Good.
to, or stage whisper to Boris. It's not like that. It's more like brother and sister. That kind of.
da.
Mhm.
And I look down at Octavian and I have him like start growling and salivating at the whatever Jimmy.
Mm.
I think the dog is hungry. You wish to give eye? Let me get, and I start walking towards him and I pull out a little knife. I just need one.
Yeah, he kind of pulls away from you, like, and you turn his head and even closing his eyes, and almost a reflexive action.
We
know the names of everybody involved in your little escapades up here.
And you want to know it all?
Want to know them all.
Up here, it's my brother and I. We're the only members. We're the founding members of the of this chapter.
How did they find you, stellar sons of genetic superiority?
Oh, male.
Huh.
I think we are wasting time. We should,
Well, yeah, if he's not any use to us, then he could do damage to us if we let him go.
I walk back over to the bag and make a display of taking out the shotgun, making sure it's loaded, to see if he wants to, trying to make him spill anything that maybe if I talk, I'll stay alive.
Give him. He actually kind of has a different reaction. You almost, you probably would recognize it being from Russia. The true believer. This will be a worthy end for me. Gets that stiff chin.
Finally, some respect I'll give you.
Do you believe
You
that
want
you're
to
going
die?
to gain something by dying?
I believe that some sacrifices must be made, and that that my name will be remembered.
Oh,
You're going to be shit out of luck, mate.
The men you took up to Devil's Pass, if men they were, will have pretty much forgotten your name already. You are like insects to them. But
actually, too, that the thing is that if we're going to kill you because you're not useful, then maybe if you're acting like this, you're bravely going to die, you assume that we're going to kill you quickly. Because it's one thing to die, it's another thing to just be in agony.
Like how you think? Should I just take some toes first? And I
So
put
if you
the shotgun
talk-
at his toes.
If you talk, we'll make it quick.
Because I don't know what you want. I was like going, look.
this is the
Look,
problem.
I
You
took-
seem
Oh.
so profoundly ignorant that we're trying to find some possible bit of information to get from you, but your remarkable stupidity is limiting our ability to find an excuse to keep you alive.
Yeah, kind of looks over at you, and he's like going. He goes. I understand that you're trying to insult me to get me to speak, but I don't know anything. We were told to look for you. You guys fit the description. We were told that you were trying to stop our brothers.
And you were
when you
told
found-
this. You told us by who exactly?
Leopold.
By phone or face to face?
I think that he's just a fool.
Not a fool. What a fool! I'm saving this country from the monster in the White House.
Take a look in the mirror, you gormless twat. Right. When you were successful in finding us, what were you going to do then? Are you just supposed to report back to a particular person, place? What were you supposed to do?
Convince you to go back to New York.
Okay, so why did you
sneaking off through the village?
What was that?
You snuck off through the village. You didn't confront us at the hotel. You skulked away like a couple of naughty schoolboys.
Oh well, it's not the best to start fights in the middle of town.
So you weren't in a hurry to report to someone. You didn't have any means of communication?
No, there's no way to communicate to anyone up in that country.
Do you have a necklace on? Or the guy on the floor? I'll look on the guy on the floor.
Let me look at a picture of him. They do not.
Well, your brother will wake up eventually, sightless. Perhaps the fact that he's already lost an important faculty will make him more aware of the stakes. Do you guys know exactly the same thing, your brother and you?
We're inseparable.
So if we cut your tongue out, he could still tell us anything you know.
Right.
It's all very unpleasant.
It's like, I don't know anything else. I'm supposed to tell you to go back to New York.
I think he's too dumb to lie about it.
So I should level the
It's going to make a
shotgun at
mess.
it. Duh.
Take him outside and do it.
You can run.
Bull Yeller.
Oh,
That's terrible.
I will say one thing for these boys. They live remotely enough that nobody cares to hear a number of gunshots and cries. Probably they were always shooting helpless animals and the like anyway. Well, I'm going to give their shack a once-over and see if there's anything. I'm not expecting literature, but maybe there's something more useful than the rack of shotguns that I can spot around here.
If you want to get really Shakespearean about it, we can shoot Jimmy and cut out his brother's tongue and chop off his brother's hands so that he has no way to actually tell anybody what happened. And then they'll think that they shot each other, tortured each other.
What happened to you, Daniel?
I read a lot. Titus Andronicus.
You know, this is the thing about people with religious faith. When they lose it, sometimes it gets weird. Whereas those of us who are rational can discuss these prospects with cool dispassion and reason. Torture and murder.
You kind of see him. He's sweating. He's sweating a little as he's looking around at you.
there's a time and a place for sadism, and as much as I would really like to take this baseball bat to both of their balls before anything else goes further from here, honestly think just go outside. We find a nice little place where no one's going to wander in the compound. Dig a couple of holes, put them in there, and then that's it.
You know, if we put them in alive, his sense of duty to the Brotherhood is going to really have an interesting test.
He'll have a little bit of time to think about the error of his ways. So that's poetic justice.
Bury him up to here. Does anybody have any honey? You have any honey on the shelves?
You give me a luck roll. Let's see.
What's this, scaphism?
76.
They've got to have some Domino's sugar at least.
Yeah. They probably have some sugar in the house, yeah.
Have blackstrap molasses.
Oh.
Two kinds of torture. First the molasses and then the ants. So there's nothing in the hut that's, there's just weapons and shoddy literature and...
If even literature.
What do they call the little pornographic comics back in the day? Tijuana Bibles. Probably a couple of Tijuana Bibles under a couch cushion.
We could always bury all this shit with them as well, because at least it won't contaminate the local intelligence if anyone finds it.
I mean, I'm going in one direction, being religious, but now you talk about Tijuana Bibles, I could go in a completely different direction. I could lose my mind.
I'm old man, this gun heavy. Do I shoot him or no?
It'd make a mess in here. It then people will ask questions. That's the problem.
I could just break his neck.
Good.
There you go. That's a nice, clean way of doing it. And then we just drag him outside afterwards and throw him in a hole.
But Alexios, you've never killed anyone.
Right. I haven't.
I don't want to destroy your immortal soul.
That's why...
It's probably already messy in here with the 3 dogs' blood and the...
Yeah, exactly.
Eyeballs. Yeah, it's probably gross.
Please, step back.
I'm going to walk outside.
Yeah, and then we just set fire to the building afterwards if we want to clean up all that mess.
So have you killed someone before, Boris? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so no need for sanity roll for
Russian.
that then.
He's killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, if you came from Russia at that time.
I speak with the dead and I have ties to the Cossacks.
So, yes.
Yeah.
No
That's
need
why
for a
I
sanity roll.
To do it.
Okay.
And then I can channel him later and question him again if I want.
Mm-hmm. He can hear all about how he's a moron again.
How does martyrdom feel, bitch? Hey!
Perhaps before we end these two, I should ask the cards a question.
I'm heading over towards the truck.
Okay.
But I'm walking. So.
Right.
Matt, you might be quickest at reminding me the mechanics of this card divination. Is it 10 luck and I get 1 question?
Reading takes 1d10 rounds, costing the psychic 1d6 magic points and requiring a successful divination roll.
All right, 1d6. And my divination is 60. So I'm going to, and it is a question that I ask.
It's a question that should really have a yes or no answer, with any additional information given at the keeper discretion.
Do I spend the magic before I roll for success?
Yes.
Yeah, normally it's that way.
Good. All right, 6 down and an 8. So I draw a card. Is there a reason that we should spare these creatures' lives?
Besides humanity, but basic humanity, no.
A practical reason, not a...
No.
All right, I'm going to prepare a small cup of coffee outside. I suggest we make it a slow fire so that we're well out of town before the locals notice.
Mm-hmm.
We have fate's blessing, friends.
Can anyone scribble a letter saying some made-up story about how they hate, I can't take my brother anymore, his constant lip smacking at dinner and blah, blah, blah?
I just find it incredulous that they could read or write to begin with.
Right, scribble.
Just leave it a mystery.
Given that they have this large rack of firearms and that they had a combined IQ in the low 60s, I don't think that any of the relieved townspeople will be that surprised if they finally set themselves aflame.
If you shoot If you shoot the blind one in the face, they won't even know that his eyes are missing.
Oh, on a purely selfish note, we do have a trail that if people did want to investigate, they could pin us to coming up here. So probably rather than burning the place down, we should probably clean it up and then just have it as though Croatoan, they just disappeared.
Yeah, leave it as a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Well, while we're thinking of what to do, can we take a 5-minute break?
Yep.
5 minutes later.
All right. So Boris, did you pull the trigger?
Well, he said to hold on for the card reading, so I was waiting.
Yeah.
But I will at any time. I have no problem.
Yep.
As far as the fates are concerned, there is no practical reason to keep these two alive. Jimmy, have you ever killed a man?
Yes.
I'm going to do psychology on that to see whether he's actually just being bravado.
Sure.
It's 23 is a hard success.
You think he believes it? Yeah.
So, do you want to pray before I kill you?
Because I am right with God.
And as soon as he opened his mouth, I pulled the trigger. I wasn't going to give him the option. I just wanted to distract him for a second so I could.
All right.
He ain't right with you, buddy.
That was very loud, Boris.
Sorry.
I understand.
Okay, do this one quiet. I walk over to the other body and take out the knife and just cut his throat.
Alexios, let's look for a good place for a couple of holes.
This is kind of like a. You said it's a shotgun house. Is that much of like a junkyard?
Yep. Yeah.
Anywhere then, pretty much. We'll fit right in.
I'm gonna take one stat point just for that, though.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet they have some sort of oil pit sort of area where they drain engines, and if we could dig next to that, it'll really slow down discovery.
Yeah.
They probably have a collection of water heaters.
Speaking of engines as well, there is a truck over there that you might want to inspect, just in case.
I'm already over there.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So you get to the truck. It has a gun rack in the back with no gun in it. Looks like some of you will have to ride in the bed of the vehicle if you're going to all ride it.
Nothing could go wrong with that.
After watching a recent video, hell no, I'm in the cab.
There are keys in the truck. Yep.
Keys are in the truck.
Someone who is more interested in maintaining mundane firearms should probably choose a couple of their better weapons for the gun rack. And we should make sure that we're, check the oil and the gas, and they probably have reserves of all these things so we can cleanly move away.
All right. So you guys get them buried?
Well, I'm on cleanup duty, so I'm trying to clean up the interior as much as possible. So getting rid of all the copious amounts of blood that's now all over the inside of this place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And likewise the dog remains and such.
I imagine that Marsden can think of some useful chemical treatment to speed that process. I've got my portable chemistry set. If we add this much potassium, sprinkle it about, do a little, just to make it look less like.
Give me a chemistry roll.
All right, my sciences are rather specific.
Don't you have a weird science skill?
I do have weird science, yes. So I guess that's how we go.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
And I do have my chemistry. I do have a portable chemistry test kit.
So what are your sciences on your character sheet?
I have etherism and magnetism.
Etherism.
I have two. Yeah, I have two steampunk things that I made up.
Give me an etherism roll then.
Perfect. Well, 97. I've just covered the inside of the shotgun shack with blood.
Yeah.
Didn't chemistry set give you a bonus dice? I could be wrong. I thought that's why you had it.
I mean, I just filled my satchel with useful things.
Mm-hmm. You want to push the roll?
Go for it.
Yeah.
If you fail, you'll actually kind of like cause like a little bit of poisoning as the off-gassing of the chemicals come out, and everyone will have to make a Constitution roll or lose 1d6 con.
Do I have enough sense of my first mistake to warn people so that I can be the only one inside?
I will allow you that. Yes. Yeah, because you're like, oh, this isn't working.
That's the wrong reagent. Absolutely. But if I add some deuterium, if you hear me coughing, just, go in low and drag me out. It'll dissipate.
When that purple haze starts filtering through the windows.
38 is very close to 40, so I'm
good.
I'm quite fortunate.
Yeah.
It's a little hairy feeling. All right.
You get your chemical made up, and it does kind of remove the blood much quicker.
Probably makes the place smell a lot better than it did when we arrived, actually.
Yeah, it doesn't smell of a body odor and clothes that have been washed in weeks.
For all we know, nobody will come out to check on these guys for months. I mean, I wouldn't come out here to check on them.
Yeah, I mean, it's the off season for tourists to be sent up here, and the Nazis are in the hills already. So yeah, it might be fairly clear.
All right. Well, you got them buried. Got the hut cleaned up.
Do you have any idea where this Devil's Pass is?
We have a map that shows a sort of back route to it from the place that is it Linda at the
Yeah,
hotel?
they go to the hotel.
Yeah, they've got like the little tourist maps that you would see at those.
Yeah.
Well, we've got a truck if you want to go up to. I don't know if that's what we want to do at this point.
I think we discussed this when we were back in town. I think, at least from my angle, I think it might be worthwhile still going up to the Institute, because there might be some further information we can get there. And I'd rather go forearmed with as much info as we've got, rather than just turn up on the doorstep of the bad guys in the hills.
That's a good point.
And they might have good directions also, and maybe we can do something about this stolen truck so that we don't have to keep driving it from county to county until eventually the brother's absence is noted. So yeah, to the Institute.
All right. Who has the highest mechanical repair?
Mine's 40.
10.
When you when you get to the truck, you notice that the keys are there, but essentially it's kind of so old and ratty that the Weblin boys probably had to essentially jiggle a little bit under the hood to get it to start while the other one turned the key. Mm-hmm. So give me a mechanical repair.
31 is a regular success.
roars to life.
Okay. Is there anything I can do while we're in this junkyard I mentioned gas and oil. Mm-hmm. Are there some spark plugs I can collect from other vehicles or anything else I can do so that we don't have to count on good fortune every time we stop this damn rattle trap?
Give me a combined luck and spot hidden roll. See if you can find some.
My luck is 18 is grand.
That's good enough for both because.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Yeah. You find some stuff, and you believe with like maybe a couple hours working on it, you can probably get it up and going.
And I take one of those little wooden handled toolboxes from the day and throw in, the a more usable this and that, and a couple of spark plugs and a rag and some, one of those oil cans so that we can, I think I'll work on it after when we next stop rather than here.
Smart. All right. The Woodstock where the Institute is, that's where you guys were heading. It's only about 15 miles from Saugerties, so it's not like it's this huge jaunt out of the way. So is that where you are headed?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you drive through the mountains or the foothills and the mountains, it's quite a lovely drive. As you pull up to Woodstock, you see an old sign advertising the Maverick Colony, but it looks like it hasn't been updated in a few years. And you do see some directions to the Slaughter Institute for Parapsychological Studies.
Let's go that way.
Yeah. As you pull up to the building, it is a two-story building. It looks like the top floor there's 7 windows facing your way. The bottom floor there's a corresponding 7 windows also, and a large double door at the front. You do see a couple vehicles parked outside.
Well, Blake, everything looked as you'd expect.
Yes.
Yeah. So nothing has pretty much changed since I was last here.
Very good. I look forward to meeting your friends.
Yeah, this could get awkward.
All right. Oh, who's going to approach first?
If no one else is, I'll take point.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these people, so I'm just following Milton and Marston.
Yeah, I tend to have a bit of a terrifying presence, so best letting Mr. Blake go.
All right, head into reception.
All right. When you open up the door, you are immediately greeted there on the wall. You recognize a picture of Dr. Nesbitt. He is a man probably in his early 50s. And underneath of it, there's a little plaque. It says "In memory of." And then a older man comes over. You recognize it as Joseph Drummer, the caretaker that seems he's always been here. He looks up. He's like, "Why is it Mr. Blake?"
Yes, it is. You've certainly got a good memory there, Joe.
Oh, thank you. He's like, "What? And who are your friends?"
Oh, so yeah, friends from a little way back down in the big city. It's Damiel, Boris, Mr. Marsden, and Alexios.
Oh, well, this is quite the surprise. Was excuse me, I'm sorry, was Dr. Kalisham, was she expecting you?
Yes, in fact, we are responding to her correspondence by coming here.
Oh well, wonderful, wonderful. She's currently in her office. If you'd like me to escort you down there,
Yeah, sure.
goes and his guy kind of walks off. He goes, oh have you settled down?
Well, as much as one can do, I'm still out and about on the road, so still traveling, still writing. Just a bit more discerning as to where I go these days.
Oh, I understand. I understand. My Lydia, she says that this job, it doesn't provide a lot of money, but it provides the stability that she likes. So he
Indeed,
kind
yes.
of walks you down a hallway. As you're walking, you notice that you don't see any other people around.
Can we hear movement elsewhere or activity elsewhere in the building?
You give me a listen.
Is quite good. Just 68 under 70.
On the top floor, you might hear someone like a chair being backed up across the floor. You know how it kind of vibrates when people back it up.
Okay, so there are people here.
There are just none down on the bottom floor.
I'll make the comment. Seems a bit sparse down here since I was last around.
Well, unfortunately, kind of getting a reputation of not really. I mean, it's unfair. It's unfair. We take good care of our. I don't want to use the word patients because they're not really patients, but the case studies.
Yes.
And but some of them have been disappearing, and there's been rumors of some of them. The ones that are here, they keep saying they see ghosts, and so we just haven't been able to get any others in. Kind of worried. I mean, that we without had a lot of subjects. I'm not sure we're going to keep making income.
Well, hopefully we'll be able to rectify that.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so. He goes, well, here we are, and he stops, and you see at the director's office says Dr. Yvonne Kalisham.
Yep, I'll shake his hand and thank him. So yeah, good to see you again. You keep well.
Should I plan for dinner for the five of you?
I'll look around for everyone else and presumably agree.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Oh, good. I've got some lovely head cheese that we'll have.
Sounds very delightful.
Oh, it is. It is. My wife. We don't waste anything here. And then he kind of walks off.
Okay, knock on the door.
You hear the old familiar voice, and she's like, "Yes, Joseph."
Kind of open up, poke my head in. Not quite.
And she goes, "Well, you came. I'm so happy." And here's what she looks like. So she stands up. She's probably in her about her mid-30s. Looks like she has some more cares on that she's carrying more cares on her shoulder than when you had last seen her. But she's like, Milton, I'm so glad to that you came.
Well, I made a promise.
Well, it's good to see that you've started to keep them.
Yeah.
It is Yvonne Kalisham. I'll type it in here for you.
That's why I was hoping somebody would type it in.
He's like, and these are your associates that you told me about?
Indeed, yes. Yeah, connected with the same group.
Well, come in. If Milton has trust in you, then I'll trust. Then I guess I could trust you. I don't think I have a seat large enough for you, young man, though.
Oh, it's okay. I'll stand. It's good for legs.
Yeah, you look like the one that doesn't miss leg day.
Never miss any day.
So she goes back around behind the desk, and she reaches in. She pulls out a decanter, and she's like going, "Would anyone like some bourbon?"
Say no.
Thank you.
Bit of a rough day so far, so yeah, could definitely grab that.
Yeah, she gives out some glasses and pours some, and she pours a little bit more for her than she did for everyone else. She sits back and she's like going, "Well, Milton, as you saw in my letter, we've been having a little bit of a issue here with people." She has glasses that she pours. That we've been having a little bit of an issue here with people disappearing, and it's been, yeah. So our latest one was a Mr. Tolhurst. I believe I mentioned him in the letter to you. Yeah, and I'm at my wit's end. I just can't figure out what's going on. I mean, no one here is forced to stay, so it's not like they're sneaking off. They're all voluntary, so they can leave anytime they'd like.
Are
May
there
I
any
ask a question?
circumstances? Oh, go on.
Yeah, yes.
When you say they're disappearing, what are the circumstances behind the disappearance?
Always in the middle of the night. What's the worst is like, it seems like when I wake up the most refreshed, like I've gotten the best night's sleep in a while, I almost wake up with dread, because every time I've had that wonderful night of sleep, they're gone. It only happens once or twice a year, but
you say they're voluntary. So if they wanted to leave, they would just give you their notice and leave.
It is, but they leave
everything they have.
Yes.
I would say that it has to be abduction then. Somebody is kidnapping them. Or is there some dangerous area where they could be falling into a pit? I don't know the area at all.
Oh, I mean, no, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we're not that far from the forests and the mountains, but
I wouldn't guess they would wander off in the middle of the night.
no. I mean, no matter how maybe disturbed you've been, your body would be like it's freezing.
Miss Callisham, I'm sorry.
Oh, Doctor Callisham.
My apologies, Dr. Callisham. What sort of facilities do you offer for the residents to communicate with the outside world? Do they write letters or send telegrams, or do you have a telephone?
Oh, we do have a telephone.
And everyone has access to it?
Well, yeah, I mean, in the middle of the night, of course, it's locked up. But if they needed to make a phone call, all they would have to do is wake up Joseph, and he could unlock it for them.
So you see that since you are rather out of the way, and residents do not maintain automobiles here, anyone who left in the middle of the night would either succumb to the elements or have arranged to be collected by some friend or family member.
Did you ever find any footprints in the snow?
Well, she kind of stutters a bit, and she's like, well, the only real indication of footprints in the snow was when my predecessor disappeared. Dr. Nesbitt.
I'm sorry, Blake, when you were here, was Nesbitt running the show?
How long ago were you here, Blake?
I think the figure quoted was about 5 years ago, but it might be a bit longer.
Then if it was a little bit longer than 5 years ago, then he was running the show at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Kalisham, you were, how did Dr. Nesbitt find you to hire you as his subordinate? And
I was hired on because I follow my graduation from Bryn Mawr College. I was doing research at Duke University, and he was fascinated by my studies of dreams.
That's an interesting concurrence then with Mr. Blake. On the occasions of these disappearances, when you sleep unusually well, is your sleep improved because of a lack of dreams?
I don't remember my dreams. I mean,
on those occasions or in general?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say if every time it's been on those occasions, but I know on the last one I don't remember dreaming when Graham disappeared.
It almost sounds like you've been drugged.
Has anyone who has disappeared shown up later?
No.
And these rumors apparently escaping about visitations by ghosts. Do those rumors originate here, to your knowledge?
Well, everyone can give me a psychology roll.
I will spend 1 point of luck to pass that.
All right.
I got a hard.
Nice.
I failed.
I feel like, when you can't waste an 11, so I'll spend 1 to pass it too.
All right.
Just because, why be an ingrate for an 11?
So when you mention the ghost, she kind of get the feeling like she held back for a moment longer than she's been normally her cadence of talk, and she's like, well, there's been rumors of ghosts in this area for a while, and maybe Mr. Drummer's been telling ghost stories.
Mrs. Doctor Lady, I am what they call a medium. I do speak to ghosts. I don't know if you understand this, but
Are you talking that you have like an ESP with ghosts?
no,
No.
they come into. I absorb their energy, and their voice will speak through me. Some of the people here have seen. It is true.
It's true.
Well, I mean, yeah, Milton, I'm impressed that you could just, I mean, a subject like this, if we could prove that, I mean, think of the grants the Institute would get if we could prove that this gentleman here it does do. Not that I'm doubting you good sir, but you understand that the hard proof is what we're looking for.
That'd be down to
everyone doubts until they see. But Blake, he talked very highly of you for many long times for me to come up here to speak with you. He insisted I come, and I wink at Blake.
Yeah, I will nod along in agreement.
Oh, wow.
You
this
were
is
right.
awesome.
She is nice lady. And I pat him out on the shoulder.
She takes a sip of her bourbon with that. She goes, I'll have Dr. Winslow contact you. He's been our primary one that's been doing the studies now. I've unfortunately kind of gotten bogged down in the paperwork.
You should get credit for it, not some other doctor.
Oh, my name would be on the study.
Put on top, like important lady doctor person. And that's sincere. I wasn't being. But
Yeah, right.
That's
Yeah.
just how.
but I this is quite wonderful. But I know you didn't just come here to bring me a someone to study, but I was hoping that maybe you had some insight. I mean, I was fascinated by. You think I might be drugged, but I couldn't imagine who would be doing that.
Oh, do you have any of the personal possessions of the most recent disappearee?
We do, and I have the final interview we had with him. He seemed distracted.
Maybe he knew something was coming. Well, if I can have a look at the items, that would be a place to start, and then we can have a look at the interview afterwards.
Oh, of course. And she reaches down underneath her desk, and you see there's like a little. You assume there's like a button there, and because you hear a little. You hear after a little bit of time, you hear the door open, and Joseph sticks his head back in. And he's like, "Yes, ma'am. Yes. My associates here. They would like to see some of the items of Mr. Tolhurst's items that he left behind." Oh, yes. I'll go get them out of storage. Where would you like to examine them, sir?
Well, don't see any reason not, unless Yvonne has any problem doing it in here.
No, of course not. That'll be fine. And he goes. I'll be back. I'll be back shortly. Starts kind of walking off again.
Dr. Callisham, you knew Mr. Blake when he was resident, yes?
Yes, I did.
What did you think of his unusual characteristics when you had the opportunity to study him?
Well, I think that Mr. Blake, he does have a gift, although he has at the time he had a lot of maturing to do.
And issues to overcome.
Yeah. Kind
So
of, smiles at you.
So it doesn't come as a surprise to you that he might be able to ascertain something about your missing Tolhurst based on his material possessions.
No, it does not. I saw some unbelievable things from him before.
Can you describe roughly the range of people who are investigated in this facility?
What do you mean? Like how many, or what their abilities are?
How many at a time? It appears you're rather under the water at the moment, but yes, what sort of unusual facilities they express. And I wonder if there's any correlation between those who go missing and what faculties they share.
She goes, well, we generally will try to have at the height up to 10 patients at a time, or 10 subjects. So I'll be honest, most of them are either people that believe they have psychic power, but can be more easily explained as putting more faith in coincidences than true. Some are just, I think, looking for a place to stay for a while. But we do get some true specimens here. We have one currently right now, Jeffrey's Stuyvesant.
Mm-hmm.
He's this is his third time staying here. Actually, he's quite gifted.
And what
What are his
unusual
gifts?
capacity does he? Yes.
Oh, his gifts. Oh, he is able to see. He claimed that when he was at home that he was able to see, well, ghosts. I guess. I mean, people that had been long dead.
Like you, Boris.
But does he have any radical ideas or bigotry?
Well, I mean, he has some interesting ideas and some claptrap about cities below the surface of the earth. I mean, that's pretty radical, I guess. But bigotry? No. He's a sweetheart. In fact, he interacts with Dr. Winslow, who's an African American man. He interacts with him with no issues at all.
Good.
What kind of crackpot Hollow Earth stuff has he been saying?
Oh, he's been talking about that. He keeps seeing this that there's a city that below the earth where the sky is always blue, like there's no night.
The idea of a sky below the surface just seems contradictory.
I agree. Yeah.
What does he call this place?
He hasn't given it a name.
That's interesting. Often when people invent the fantastical in this way, they come up with sort of things like names and false languages and that sort of external material first. How does he understand this inner space?
Oh, well, he says that he's been shown it by
a friendly agent or an antagonistic one?
well, we're still trying to get to that
Revelation.
Yeah. We don't
So,
know.
Up to 10 residents in general. How many are currently on the?
We have 3, unfortunately, only 3. We have Jeffrey, and of course we have a Carol, a very kind woman who has psychic abilities, but she's I think she's here because she's hoping that we can cure her because she feels that it's a curse that's going to damn her soul to hell.
What are her abilities?
Oh, she would know things were going to occur before
It's precognition.
And the last one that we have is a Ted Pope. He's got. I'm not quite sure he has the psychic abilities. He's used to work for a carnival outlet. He guess your weight, guess your age. I guess he was quite successful at it, but
So no
with a little bit of practice.
telekinetics.
Oh no. We haven't seen anything like that. But of course, we've just started to expand it out. Dr. Nesbitt, of course, was much more interested in dreams and what they could tell us of either a future life or a past life.
What do you believe personally, Dr. Callisham?
Oh, I do believe in ESP. I think that there's been definite proof on that, but I think it's important to approach people that openly claim that they have this with a little bit of doubt, as that's the only way you can truly see. Because if you want to believe it's there, you're going to accept the evidence instead of scientifically approach it.
Well, and yes, your belief in it shouldn't have any factor anyway.
Exactly. Although I have been reading some new theories about Schrödinger, where he says that just observing something, you affect the outcome of the experiment.
I hear he has a really nice pussy cat.
I don't know. I see you brought a cat with you.
Well, he either does or he doesn't.
Oh yes. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Theodore was still left at the hotel. Is he actually with us here?
Sure, why not? Because I like cats. You brought your cat.
Yay, there we go. And it keeps him happy.
I don't think leaving Theodore behind in general is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, keep him around.
Where was he during the dog attack? Hiding.
Yeah.
Bizarrely not there.
Being smart because
he was in a black box between two states.
Yeah. At that time, you get there is a knock on the door, and before she's able to even respond, the door opens, and this gentleman comes in. And as he enters in, she's like, "Oh, Dr. Winslow. Thank you for swinging by. You caught me a little unaware. I have some guests." And he looks at all of you, and he's like going, "It's a pleasure to meet you. Bertram, please."
Good to meet you.
Bertram?
Are these new subjects?
I think we're well, that's a fair question, Dr. Callisham. What capacity should we be considered? We would like to stay as residents for as long as our investigations could be useful. I do not think that we are quite to be considered as subjects, though. Blake, you're returning. You have the most at stake in that regard. What would you say?
I'd say, well, I'd like to think we're guests.
We could assist in their studies if they want to use us as control.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks you up and down. He's like going, "So no abilities among any of you. And Blake, though, I've heard." "Oh,
well,
you."
That would be for you to determine.
I can speak with dead.
You can speak with the dead. Oh, well. That'll be a hard one to prove, unfortunately, but I'm willing to attempt.
Now or later?
No, later. I find I've had much better success if once people are comfortable in their environment. He goes, Yvonne, I was here to discuss if we were going to finally clean out the attic. And she's like going, "Oh yes. We'll get to it eventually. I know we need to go through Dr. Nesbitt's files, but it can wait." All right. Well, we're not busy right now with so few subjects. Well, I believe I will see all of you at dinner. I saw Joseph getting out more plates than usual. Yeah,
It's nice to meet you.
is nice to meet you too, sir. Turns and kind of walks back out. And she's like, that's Dr. Winslow. He's a dream researcher.
Did Dr. Nesbitt locate him, or did you hire?
He was brought on by Dr. Nesbitt. He helped him build his dream machine, and he's been wanting to get it back out of the attic ever since.
Understandably, I should think.
I think that, not to speak ill of the missing, but I think that might have been one of Dr. Nesbitt's little flights of fancy.
Did you ever were you ever subject to the dream machine yourself?
Terrible headache afterwards. Terrible.
Electromagnetism, I assume.
Well, yeah. You'd put on like a little helmet. It was connected to wires. I mean, most people don't even want to get on it. It makes them feel like they're sitting down in an electric chair.
Perhaps while we are guests here, and you look into Mr. Konev's experiences and revisit Mr. Blake's, I can assist Dr. Winslow in revving up the old device. I'm curious about those sorts of things.
Oh, well, I mean, he'd definitely warm up to you. Sorry that he's a little gruff at times.
I'm sure he'd expect to find a number of objectively peculiar strangers in your office.
That is true.
Oh, speaking of unexpected curiosities, is there a place that we could park the truck that we came up in that's out of the way?
I'm sure around back. I mean,
An outbuilding or some such? It's
yeah.
an unusual providence, and it would be best if we didn't draw unwelcome attention to our visit.
Oh, I hope it's no issues with the law, but yes, you could. Yeah, we have a storage shed out back.
There's also the worry that if it rains, I think the critical mass of rust on that thing might finally tip it over the edge.
Yeah, it's barely holding together. It's quite right.
I understand.
Also, I have giant wounded dog in back of car. Two dogs attack.
Oh,
I fix what I can. Maybe a doc can help.
well, we're not really that kind of doctor. I mean, we had a little bit of medical training, obviously, so we could look at it, but there's a vet in town.
That maybe. He's big dog.
Well, big, small, they should be able to they take care of horses, so.
Good.
And then Joseph comes back, and he sees he's got a box of items. He kind of sets it down. He's like, this is what we have, his suits that he checked in with, and some of his toiletries.
Okay. Having a look through the box, is there anything that would immediately leap out as being more a treasured item than anything else in there?
No, not nothing that's like, this is my valuable watch or anything like that. No.
He loved that coat.
Yeah, He loved that toothbrush.
Okay, but the toothbrush probably then would be something more useful because it's something you would have used every day.
A hairbrush also might have tactile material. I don't know how your system works.
Oh, again, it's all about like degrees of sympathetic connection. I'm going to grab that toothbrush, concentrate for a minute, and I'm going to use my clairvoyance.
Okay. Give me a clairvoyance roll.
All right. That will be 1d6 rounds. 6. So holding on to it for a little bit. 1d6 plus 1 magic points. 2. One extreme to the other. So down to 13. And then the roll. 35 is a regular success. I can spend 7 luck to bring it down to a hard if that's any different.
No, that'll be fine. Okay. Okay. All right. So as you are generally, what kind of like feelings have you been getting? I want to try and stay consistent with what the previous keeper was.
Right. Well, when I last used it, I'm mainly trying to get an idea of where this person is. And then the last time I did it was with our friend, the dentist, who went missing, and I got a vision of him in that tower. So visions, etc.
Gotcha. All right. So as you are kind of you get a vision of a tower, but a different tower than the one you saw before. And you almost get the feeling that's below your feet.
Okay. Any impression of the surroundings of it, kind of the construction, if it's a particular design or...
You can give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll.
Oh, okay. Come on, baby, 6 or less. I am not burning like 80 odd points of luck. So
Then no, you don't got a feeling for the construction. Looks like it's made out of gold. It's probably the best impression you have.
Out of gold?
Yep.
You went to El Dorado? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look a little bit confused and pop it back in the box. Yeah.
Anything, Blake?
I think we might need to talk to our Hollow Earth enthusiast.
I have some questions, yes. So, Nesbit might be underground?
Underground in a tower of gold.
This was Tolhurst.
Sorry, not Nesbit, Tolhurst.
Yeah,
that's Tolhurst, yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a mausoleum.
It's a very expensive one if it is.
How literal have you found these things to be?
Well, the more fantastical ones, we still haven't got any verification of it yet. So it could be a metaphor, it could be more literal. Until we have some kind of corroborating evidence, I can't tell either way.
Have you ever used this technique on people who are no longer living?
I don't believe so.
Much to be explored. I'm afraid our tests of the anvil were so inconclusive and hurried.
Yeah, annoyingly so.
Well, gentlemen, anything else I can provide you with? I was hoping to get the paperwork finished before dinner. We have about an hour.
If you could show us to some places that would be out of the way.
She's like, I'll have Joseph show you. She reaches under her desk again. You hear the and a bit of time. About a few minutes later, the door opens and Joseph goes, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "Our guests were hoping to find. Maybe you could show them their room and anything else that they were needing." "Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes." Like, "Gentlemen, do you need help with your bags?"
No, not me.
"Oh, okay."
Looks like Alexios has already going out to get our bags.
"Oh, well, he could probably carry it all."
You could probably carry the rusted truck into the outbuilding.
You could grab the bags and he could carry you carrying the bags.
I don't know if I want to take part in that, but he starts walking down the hall, and you see he's going back toward the entryway, and he opens up a door, and you see that there's a stairway up, and he's like going, our guest rooms are upstairs. Downstairs is me and the missus sleep here, and Dr. Kalisham will often sleep here also. And he takes you on up the steps. When you come to the top of the steps, you're in a long hallway, and on both the left and the right side there are 6 doors. And one of the doors is open, and you hear a woman singing a hymn. He goes, "This way, since we'll put you on the opposite side of the hallway from the people that are being studied."
Right.
So he shows you each to your room. You know, as you open it up, it's a one bed. You can see that the bed is set up. If they wanted, they could turn it into a bunk bed, but doesn't look like they've had to in a while. And there's one little nightstand nearby. And he points out at the end of the hallway, he's like, the water closet's at the very last door on the right. Oh, would you be needing anything else?
I don't think so. Is there any reason why we can't walk about?
Oh no, you're free to walk about.
Thank you.
Are the other guests free to walk about also? Like, would we maybe run into them in the night, go into the water closet or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no one's strapped down here.
Just to know.
Oh
That's
no, it's good. We're not that kind of institute. I understand.
Do you have particular times when we eat? Like, say,
Oh.
like a communal room?
Well, we'll all be down in the dining room at 1800. So in about 45 minutes, the missus has got the meal going. The head cheese is ready. I tried some. Is quite tasty. If that's not your style, we have a lovely boiled cabbage.
They go well
These
together.
days, this meal just gets better and better.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult choice for you, isn't it? Because you're Russian. You love boiled cabbage.
I want both. I mean,
If you don't generally serve coffee at dinner, if you would make an exception, I'd appreciate it. I tend to require a great deal of stimulation.
Oh, of course, no problem.
Much appreciated. We'll be happy to. I'll be happy to make sure that when you order provisions next, I provide you with further funds and possibly some recommendations about appropriate beans. And singing, that's Miss Carol, I assume.
It is. She has She has a wonderful voice and all. If you put in a request, she'll sing it for you, but only hymns.
She's a very faithful individual then.
She is. Yes.
Keeper. I hate to wait till now to ask this, but what day of the week is it, and what's their date? Do you know?
Saturday when we had dinner, so it's either Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday when we were at the hotel having dinner, so probably Sunday now.
Yeah, we'll go Sunday.
Okay.
So, Joseph excuses himself and heads back up.
See you at dinner.
Oh, yes.
When he's out of earshot, maybe suggest to Marsden, when you go up and have a look at that machine or any of his other effects, if there's anything that, again, looks significant for Nesbit, see if you can get it down here and I can have a look at it.
Understood, yes. How does your old friend seem to you now that you're meeting her again?
Well, that's actually a question for the keeper. Is there anything that's significantly out of character for her since we last met?
No, she's got a little bitterness of the breakup, but besides,
she's an ex. That's hardly surprising.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But you do get a feeling that she was probably desperate to have reached out to you.
Oh, lovely. I feel loved.
So I had a thought that it's just the group, right?
Yeah.
Being that that cave is close to here and bodies went missing, do you think that those gray-eyed people jumped into some of the psychic sensitive people here?
Potentially. I don't think they left of their own volition, put it that way.
Yeah.
But we have to keep in mind that the Lemurians are seeking particular bloodlines or attributes that we don't understand. They won't just occupy at
Right.
random. They could hardly assume that this institution would house suitable subjects unless they had some knowledge.
And the other thing, she said when she has a good night's sleep, people disappear, either being drugged or maybe the whole complex is being put to sleep, or she's a vampire.
I would like to know when she was first subjected to the dream machine, when the first people began to disappear, and
What's this
how
dream
her
machine?
sleep is like in general. Well, I need to see Winslow about that.
Yeah, I don't remember anything about it. I presume anyway.
Yeah.
I do believe that there are sometimes doorways through which people go and they don't come back, or sometimes they come back. That's why I asked if some of them had come back. There was an incident a few years ago at upstate New York, a church that I, part of my religion, former religion, there was a priest with, he had 7 children, and one of the children suddenly disappeared. And they searched for a couple of days. They were near the woods. They thought the child must have wandered off in the woods. And then all of a sudden, the little girl came walking out of one of the bedrooms, and she could not tell them where she had been. And they freaked out. They've never been able to get her to explain where she was. So sometimes I think it's possible.
This is why one of the reasons I despise small children. They make terrible witnesses.
You guys hear one of the doors down the hallway open. And you see a man come out. He's a little heavy set, kind of chawing on some gum. Looks like he's in his early 30s with some blonde hair. As soon as he sees you, he brightens up and he starts walking your way. And he approaches. He's like going. Oh, new guest. Good to see you. He's like going. You are. And he's looking at you, Damio. And he goes, "You are," and he guesses your weight within about 2 pounds of what you actually are. He's like going.
That's pretty good. My tailor can do that too.
Well, it is a unique talent, but maybe your tailor has a career in the carnival circuit.
Mr. Pope, I presume.
It is, but I'm at a loss.
Perhaps my name is obvious to you.
No. I was better on the age and the weight and maybe what you were going to do a few minutes from now. And he's like going, I foresee you not really enjoying dinner.
That's a fair assumption, I'll admit.
He goes,
I'm
well,
on to next. Do me.
oh, you, I see you. And he kind of goes and he's off on his age on you. He about 20 years too young.
My friend, you are exactly correct. And I give him a big handshake, pat him on the arm. I'm trying to butter him up to
Right, yeah. He kind of smiles. And he's like going. He's like, "Oh, this is great." He's like, "I've always been gifted with this. I made quite the
very talented, I tell you."
Thank you. You can make a lot of money. I was doing quite well until the boss caught me in bed with his wife. I guess I didn't see that one coming. Maybe I was distracted.
Same.
Well, it's how it is.
But worth it. It was worth it. I start laughing with him.
He's quite jovial with you. And he goes, and you got the mountain over here. Oh, we could have used him. He could have bent some of the bars. The trick is they're actually aluminum. They're not really iron, but. He goes, so what are you here to be studied for?
Me?
Oh, yeah, any of you.
Oh, I can talk to the dead.
You talk to the dead, and he yells down. He's like, "Hey, Carol, someone here can talk to the dead. Maybe he could tell you if any of that mumbo jumbo is true." She kind of you hear the singing stop, and then she moves on to Onward Christian Soldiers. It's like she goes that she's a fun one to tease.
Given, Mr. Pope, that you lost your position with your particular carnival due to an indiscretion, how did you discover this institution, and how do you hope it will advance your interests?
Oh, well, I there was a pamphlet is how I discovered it, and I hope to it'll advance my interest by giving me a place to stay until another carnival passes through and I can hitch onto them. And
I guess the circuit up here should not be that irregular. Summer's coming.
Exactly. I foresee one coming through in a few weeks.
So your advanced knowledge extends to circuses more than husbands.
Yeah, and I can read the advertisements.
Did you know any card readers when you were in your carnival last?
Oh yeah, we had lots of that could do card tricks.
Tricks. Do you find that they were fatigued after an exercise?
No, oh no, they drink you under the table.
That's one of the things about the carnival. You have to perform again and again and again. That's why even a strong man uses aluminum bars. Do you feel fatigued after you make one of your guesses?
Oh, most definitely not. It's thrilling to see the shock on their face. And if you miss, I mean, what we given an eraser.
The woman down the hall that irritates you, does she seem fatigued after one of her exercises?
Oh, well, I wouldn't say she irritates me. I just say I enjoy teasing her. Does she seem fatigued after her exercises? Yeah, probably a little, but I think some of that is her just trying to
Her
deny.
performance style?
No, I think more of her just she's quite stressed out.
Anything in particular she's concerned about?
Well, she doesn't talk to me, but from what I've gathered from Jeff, who she's talked to quite a bit, that she's conflicted. She's fleeing a husband who's treated her poorly, but she's worried about getting a divorce.
Well, our friend Amiel and she could probably have instructive conversation.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Possibly.
Well, he's like, you guys are. I like your Russian friend. The others are. You'll warm up to me. Everyone
Yeah.
does.
They are stuffed shirts, you know.
I hear you. Although that one there, I'm surprised he can even find a shirt to wear.
Don't get him mad.
No, I won't. I won't.
He has
I don't
to
get
have
mad,
his
I get
clothing-
stabby.
He has to have his clothing tailor made.
It's a good thing so many circuses closed.
And about that time, you hear a bell ring, and the other door opens up, and you see a young man in his early 20s comes out, and he's like going, "Oh," he kind of sees you, and he looks a little startled, then he's like going, "Oh, that's the dinner bell."
Head cheese and cabbage. It's like Christmas.
And he goes kind of running toward the stairs, not in a full burn run, but kind of in a quickly walking. And Carol comes out of her room, still humming. She's moved on to "Holy, Holy, Holy" as she's humming, and she's going toward the steps. But notice when she sees you talking to Ted that she avoids eye contact. And with you guys, are you guys headed down to dinner?
I guess so, yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna pocket a little pemmican, as I suspect that it'll be more palatable.
Oh, I don't know. Meat and aspic sounds delicious.
I accept nutrition, but I do not derive pleasure from the odd meats or the soggier plants.
Just like Baba used to make back home.
Yeah. Waste not, want not.
True. All right. As you come into the dining room, you see a large dining room table. Yvonne sitting at the head of it, Dr. Bertram sitting at the other end. You do have places set for you, and we'll pick up next session with the dinner.
Cool. Our players included Jason Melnichuk, Matthew Sanderson, David Gasway, Mark Anthony, and myself, with Keith Craig as the Keeper of the Secrets. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. There's a link below. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Podbean or iTunes. The costs involved with the show are provided almost entirely by our patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. If you'd like to help support our show, please visit our Patreon account. Just $1 to a month helps us a lot. You can find a link in the description below. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Tom Rayleigh, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.